Before we get into this video, if you guys would like a little discount on your gift cards, Xbox codes, PSN codes, check out Electronic First and use the code MANNY at checkout. Yo, what's going on guys, Manny here and welcome to another episode of MMT. For those of you guys who are new on the channel, that is Manny's Money Team. Basically the series where I have invested a fair amount of money into the game, obviously with the intention to make it back and also bring you guys content, especially of the players that many of you may not be able to try. With that being said, I've mentioned in the last few videos, I've been spamming it all over my socials. It's Prime season, and I keep calling it Prime season because EA have they've trickled out the extra bit of content that we've been waiting for, and they've extended their pockets by doing so. But yeah, this allows us to get the best primes or the best icons in the game till the prime moments come out in February or whatever that is. But yeah, finally we can get our hands on the likes of Prime Henry, Prime Dalglish, Prime Bergkamp, those sorts of players, the players that we haven't had access to for quite a while. In the last episode, we tried out the 94 Cruyff, and I have to be honest with you, I don't think the Cruyff is a bad player at all. And I know what you guys are thinking in the comment section. You're thinking, why would he be a bad player? He's 94 rated. However, like I said, price comes into that as well, and you weigh up how well they're playing against their price, and you're thinking, for the cheaper cards, do those cards do pretty much the same thing? And I have to say, based on last episode's performance, based on how he felt in game, I feel like the 89 Cruyff, the 91 Cruyff can do just exactly, if not more sometimes, as the highest rated Cruyff. And he's got 92 agility or something on his card, and I'm thinking, I don't know, 92 agility, he doesn't feel like that. He felt slower than Raul at times in terms of turning, but I don't know if that was just the gameplay on the day or not. But for 6.5 million coins, what I bought him for, I didn't think he was worth it. But we're still keeping him for now. We're still holding on to him, and we'll see if he can get better and if he'll feel overpowered like he was in 19. But yeah, based on that, the 94 Cruyff, I'm half and half about. Like I said, he's not a bad card, definitely still is good, but can you get better, or can you get just as good for cheaper? That's the question. Anyway, enough of Cruyff, we're gonna move on. I was ready to make one of my most anticipated purchases so far, the 93 striker, Thierry Henry. Now, this card is one that if you've grown up watching football, the Premier League era, over the years that it's been going, and you saw Henry in his prime, obviously these are prime cards. If you saw him in his prime, the stuff that he was doing, the goals he was scoring, the style he was playing with was absolutely ridiculous. Easily one of the best, if not the best striker of Premier League history. And that's just me. I don't even like Arsenal, I have to be honest with you. I don't really like Arsenal. But Henry was one of my favourite players to watch growing up, and it made me even more excited to try out this card. So let's take a look at his stats. They've given him 94 pace. I feel that's justified. 90 dribbling. I feel that's justified. 91 shooting. I feel like that could be 93, 94. Henry was one of the best finishers around in the Premier League. 83 passing. Okay, I'm not really going to complain about his passing. 80 physical. Was Henry quite strong? In my opinion, that could be 82, 83. But yeah, I don't think they've done anything wrong with the pace. I don't think they've done anything wrong with the agility. The balance, however, is 66, and that is one of the things that if it's going to let down the card, it's going to be that. The balance and the aggression. Aggression, some cards, I see cards like Azpilicueta, I see cards like Hazard might even have more aggression than Henry, and I'm thinking, I'm not too sure about that one, EA. But yeah, I saw this Henry become available on the market, and I thought, you know what, let's roll back the years. Let's see if he can be as good as he was in real life. So I picked up this Henry card for 4 million coins, and I was ready to slide him into my team. Let's see how that panned out. Normally, guys, I wouldn't be showing you Weekend League gameplay, but the Primes came out at a time where Weekend League was the only game mode really available to myself. No one's really going to be playing Division Rivals, Division 1 during the Weekend League. So I guess for this week it's something different. But yeah, by this point we actually didn't get Henry. I still had Raul and Cruyff up front. I believe I was still playing the 4-4-2 as well. I had Zidane and Makaleli playing in centre mid. But yeah, Raul, for me, I love the card. Don't get me wrong, I love the card, but I don't know how much of that is connected to how good he was in FIFA 19. Because so far, I'm not sure how much of it is the gameplay playing a part into it, but so far, he doesn't feel that overpowered nature that he had around him from FIFA 19, and it's very, very annoying. But I feel like that's because they've taken out those flick up volleys. Really, they've taken out the green time shots that people do. No one really does that anymore, and it is maybe one of the reasons why that Raul card was quite overpowered for me. But yeah, in this game we're in extra time. I scored in the 119th minute. Figo with that finish across goal that I talked about in the last episode. Very, very good with that first time. It works for him a lot, cutting in from that right hand side. But this guy scored straight from kickoff with Son, and it puts us in a dangerous position because we're edging on penalties. And then, as if that isn't bad enough, we've hit the post in the 122nd minute with Eusebio. We're trying to make something happen here still with Cruyff. Tried to get a little bit creative there, and Ter Stegen saving him. Eusebio seizes. We go to penalties, and Neymar giving him the win. So a very frustrating loss. That was my first loss of the weekend. We were then 10-1, and then I finally had to do the thing that I wanted to do so badly. I had to get the prime 93 Henry, and I was looking to see if we could replicate what he did in real life on the game. I was excited to use this card. But yeah, we went into this game against this guy, and that rebound is probably one of the most fake things I've ever seen in my life. That was so unnatural, but it worked for him. Henry going through there, I wasn't impressed with that finish, but it did that animation where they just take so long to shoot. Does it actually happen to you guys? Because for me, it happens a lot. They pull their leg back, it goes to Narnia, and then they finally release the shot, and the goalkeeper's right there, like he's teleported or something. But yeah, Henry doing Henry things. That was his first goal for us. Beautiful ball roll drag, elegant Henry like he was in real life, and he found the net really nicely. So I was just thinking, okay, maybe this could be a guy. He didn't feel clunky. That is one of my main fears with this card. In 19, Henry felt a bit clunky. In 20, at times he felt a bit clunky. Was still, in 18, at times he felt a bit clunky, but he was still good in 18. 19, he wasn't a guy. This time, it feels like they've made cards like Vieira and Hullet, Henry as well now, a little bit more swift than what they usually are. And I was starting to get the hang of using the card. I feel like his biggest attribute so far for me is when he gets like a little pace boost. So if you get him to push the ball and then just keep going, he picks up pace, picks up strength, and he just bursts past players. As well as adding Henry, I saw this card on the market, the 94 De Bruyne. My chat told me to get him. It was looking quite irresistible, so I thought, you know what? With those stats, he does look like some sort of Hullet. He does look like some sort of Hullet. So it's just down to whether he'll play like that. I have no idea, but we're going to go into the games and find out. So anyway, we went into more games. This is some nice build-up play between Henry, Makaleli and Raul. Raul showing that he still does have that finishing knack in and around the area, and you love to see it really, but I still am yet to unlock the full power of the Prince of Goals. We haven't done it yet, and we might have the King of Goals here. Henry does really well, wins the ball back for us, sweats it across the Cruyff, and the team was starting to take shape. By this point, I was most definitely playing 4-1-2-1-2 as De Bruyne right centre mid, and Makaleli CDM, Zidane left centre mid, and I had Cruyff, Cam, Raul and Henry up front. And look at that solo goal from Raul, just taking the mick. Absolutely beautiful. The Prince of Goals, do you doubt him? Sometimes, because I don't think he's as good on this game. But yeah, nah, he still is a good card, but for 2 million coins, I'm not too sure. I feel like if he's around the 1.5 million coin mark, maybe 1.7 max, then I would say, yeah, Raul is a guy, and he still can be that 4 goal in a game guy, but it just doesn't feel the same. Maybe I need to give him more and more time, but yeah. We were still trying to get to grips with some of these cards, and I know some of you guys are thinking, why do you need to get to grips with some of the best cards in the game? It doesn't make sense. No, sometimes you need to channel your energy into a player and you get a different sort of performance. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, pretty much in the early stages, the main man was impressing. I was just a bit conflicted as to whether I should put him on the right side or on the left side, because what I did notice about this card is Henry on the left foot is certainly weaker. Like, it says 4-star weak foot, but it's very obvious. I can't lie to you. Like, you'll go and try and shoot across goal, and the goalkeeper, more times than not, will save it. It was rare it went in, and I was trying to find a way to clock it. Maybe if I try and implement the driven finish somehow on that left foot, it might work for me more often. But I was concerned about that, so I'm still conflicted. I don't know, because if I put him on the left side, do people just think I'm going to cut in all the time? Do I have the option to cut in? I don't really know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, if you guys do get the opportunity to use this card, it is a very good card compared to what it was last year. I feel like they haven't done too badly with what they've actually done with it. But yeah, if I could say just a little few things, I reckon, let me know down in the comment section below, do you think Henry is deserving of 5-star skills? Because one problem I have right now is Pirlo has 5-star skills, and I don't ever think Pirlo was a 5-star skill guy. Henry was one of the most flary players in the Premier League of that era, and I think if I'm being critical, I think they could give him 5-star, and I don't know why they didn't. I don't know how they haven't, but some of the players that do have 5-star in this game haven't done a 5-star skill in years. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. But yeah, overall, as you've seen, the Henry card is actually very good. Cruyff had to be a bit of a casualty. I just thought, for the price, I feel like I was going to lose loads and loads of coins on him, and I had to try and get rid of him whilst he was still able to potentially sell. With Cruyff gone, it was time for my fellow countryman, Okocha, legend, Nigerian legend, to step up and show what he could do. So we went into a game here. You can see Henry bearing down on goal. That's the example of what his pace is like on this game. Very quick. He does pick up the ground very quickly, and he is able to get that shot past him. Despite the game still wanting to do that stupid auto block for him, we were able to score. And then Raul, don't worry about it. The left foot is still like a wand. We needed a late goal as well from the Nigerian Okocha on his full debut, doing very, very well to slot that, and we won that game 3-2. So then after that game, we'd reached our 16th win. We were looking to increase that. I then went to the market. I was eyeing up this 91 Vieira, who was still one of the top targets on my list. Definitely do want to get him in the midfield. He would make a massive, massive difference. But yeah, went into this game, we're still dealing with this De Bruyne. That's nice from him there. Little drag back. Eusebio copying that as well, because that's how you score on this game. Apparently, you just need to be able to do a drag back in the box and you'll get your goals. But yeah, this game was quite a frustrating one from what I remember. Messi there, beautiful dribbling, getting away from my Cannavaro, which is not easy to do at all, but he did it there, and then he found himself in front. Don't know how his Pogba got through there, don't know what my defense was doing there. It seemed like I lost my head and my concentration live on stream, and there he made it 3-1 as well with Messi. It was quite a difficult game, just in terms of I wasn't in tune, and I could feel myself once he scored the first goal. I was losing my head, I was struggling to do the basics, and it was very, very frustrating. But Eusebio there, getting his second of the game, trying to get us back into this one there, across goal, and it just dragged behind. That should be a simple tap in for Henry. De Bruyne recycles, it's an auto block there, and I don't know, like, for me, sometimes as well, it looks like the players position that guy there on purpose. Sometimes they're just there and it's frustrating, but you see this game does that sort of stuff where if he wasn't offside, I would have lost my head. I probably would have stopped the weekend there. That stuff happens to me too often. It happens to everyone too often, but I don't understand how it can be so unbalanced all the time. In terms of most stuff, it's just coming from jam and luck and fortune. So regardless of what team you have, at times, the game, you just can't beat it. And I felt like I was starting to feel that a little bit, not calling it a handicap, but sometimes it's just not in your favor. That's the way this FIFA works. But yeah, Cruyff was on the list. Had to try and recoup the coins. I don't know, it was a lot, 6.5 million coins. I do kind of regret buying him so early, but you know, what's done is done. Overall, what would I give the card out of 10? Maybe a 7.5, just because he is very good at shooting. Does he feel as swift as the 89 or 91? I don't think so, but I guess in the future, maybe once they've patched it again, you'll see a different sort of Cruyff. De Bruyne had to go. Very, very good stats on the card. Does he play up to them? Not necessarily in my team, so I feel like for me to use this De Bruyne, he has to probably be a main guy in the team, or I have to play him at cam or something to use him to his best of ability. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below what cards or other cards you want me to try. I know people did comment that they want to see Butragueño. I feel like that was one of the very, very popular ones. Obviously, I said I want to try Kenny myself, so that one you'll be seeing pretty soon. But let me know down in the comment section below what other cards you want me to try. But apart from that, hopefully you have enjoyed this episode of MMT. Keep coming back for more. Make sure that you are following the Twitch stream. The link to that is down in the description below. But apart from that, like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Stay with me until the night. Take time. I take time when I make mine. I keep it real, I never fake mine. On the camera in the meantime, kinda quiet when it's me time. I breathe thighs in my free time. Subscribe, then you rewind. That's how we do it when we on.